Now through April 3rd, save $300 on the whole ball of wax at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com. The whole ball of wax includes just about everything at the site, and when you use the code SPRINGRUSH at checkout, we will instantly drop $300 off the already amazing low price. Details are in the show notes.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, it is a balmy, cool, quiet, calm, collected, cloudy, actually 60 degrees today here in Michigan, which is absolutely wild. I'm literally looking out the window and a lot of the grass has been, I don't know if it's covered in snow, and so it was insulated, but it is a bright green in some different spots. Now, generally speaking, most of it's still pretty dormant, zipping down the road, but I'm getting my hopes up, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay to get your hopes up a little bit because the spring season is just around the corner. All right, so here's what I want to talk about on today's podcast. I did write down some notes, a little show prep, I think they call it here in the professional podcasting world. First off, got to say a big thank you and shout out and just appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys listening in, taking time to hit that, a listen to button one more time on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. You never know what you're going to get behind door number one. And long story short, thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening in to the show. We do appreciate you guys listening in. The podcast numbers and downloads are going through the roof, especially this time of year. Things start ramping up. Just broadly speaking for everybody, right? From affiliate code uses to customers getting their grass cut to views on YouTube to just everything, man. It's like the spring growth, spring rush. We still got a couple more weeks, no doubt about it, up here in Michigan. But right now, I'm in hardcore lawn care promotion mode. I just sent out about 16 or maybe 17 maybe even 18 commercial renewals. That includes a couple HOAs. And then we actually have 2 new bids that I have to rush out the door. Probably won't happen tonight, but probably tomorrow to go take a look at those. And I'd like to get my commercial bids back within 24 hours so I can, sometimes it's the first to market and the first to get a contract back that gets the proposal. Now, that being said, I don't drop everything to just go get a commercial bid because half the time they're, comparing to 3 or 4 different people. So it's like this no rush, but rush, bid it accurately, but bid it high, kind of a deal because you never know what you're going to get. But I will tell you real time, using the Yardbook app was able to just send out about 75 residential renewals with the estimation tool. And that was something I did want to highlight. It was a little bit on this podcast episode, the Yardbook app, the Yardbook desktop features. They have got so much coming down the pike. And that is the CRM that we use to track and manage our lawn care business. So as you guys can imagine, right now, not a lot of snow going on, kind of a bust through the whole Midwest. And I mean, from Des Moines to Michigan to, Ohio, all the way to Philly, man, you guys are not really getting any love with any snow, are we? So I think a lot of people, and I hate to say this, we're going to be hurting a little bit. We got to get out there, generate revenue as quickly as possible. And right now, I would be doing as much as you can to get your, the ship pointed in the right direction so that when, or your sailboat in the right direction, or your surfboard in the right direction. So that way, when the wave is coming, you can ride up on that thing and get moving. You don't want to get caught with your pants down. All right. So really quick, on today's podcast, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing with Yardbook, just some cool updates on that, and maybe just help fill in a couple puzzle pieces for you guys there. Wanted to also talk about QuickBooks for just a couple numbers, or for a couple minutes. I wrote down numbers after that for, if you guys are listening to this podcast real time, go over to the Growing Green podcast afterwards. Maybe you already came from there, which is great too. Jeremiah Jennings has got the Growing Green podcast. That was an episode that, if I'm not mistaken, should be dropping today, that I recorded with him just the other day back in Destin, Florida, when he came down to visit. And we talked about like pressing in, knowing your numbers. We talked about how to use a CRM and many different things on that podcast. It was a meat and potatoes kind of a podcast episode. So just a little birdie in your ear if you want to check out Jeremiah's show. And of course, make sure after that you go back to listen to the Marriage Mondays. Always a good time. So knowing your numbers, and then newsletter. I want to talk about a newsletter that we're putting out a couple times a week that has been actually very, very popular. And appreciate you guys jumping in, subscribing to it. And it's really, really cool that we're investing a lot into the industry and the community this year, and we really want to build community with you guys. You guys are my friends, and I really want to pour this back into it, including some things that I cannot talk about just yet, but it is going to involve Equip Expo. And long story short, your boy is pulling out the checkbook, and we're putting our money where our mouth is. All right. So we're reinvesting into you guys like you would, like you wouldn't even imagine, like big numbers. Okay. But we do that because of you guys and the support that you guys have been showing us with the Brian's 10 code on affiliate links, Equipment Defender, Ballard, so on and so forth, right? You guys know them all. Cujo, Isotune, it saves 10% or $10 usually site-wide for, I don't know, probably 15 to 20 different websites now, which is crazy. And then also the sales of Entrepreneur Academy, man. You guys are picking up the calculator lately. You can hear me talk about it on every show. Commercial contracts are just flying off the shelf. So thank you for that support. That right there goes into taking care of my family. It's my small side hustle business. And that's what we got going on to help you guys grow a successful company. So, all right, let's do this really quick. I do want to cover a couple different topics here, mainly CRMs. So let's do this really quick. I'm going to clear my throat, kind of kicking a little bit of a head cold here that I picked up in Florida. I'm actually I think I'm 1-6. 1 for 6. I'm going to Florida, not getting sick. Twice it was COVID. 3 times it's a head cold. I 100% blame it on the airlines. I 100% blame it on my body's shock knee-jerk reaction to Florida. So if you're in Florida and you're listening to this podcast, I want you to screenshot it. I want you to tag me, tag your boy, and I want you to put the airplane emoji. And that's the only other hoop I'm going to make you jump through, okay? But tag me, tag the podcast, and do the little airplane emoji because you know that I'm getting sick on travel. Because I don't know what, it's either that, because we all know airplanes are disgusting and the airport is disgusting, or number 2, my body just literally like convulsions into a knee-jerk reaction to warm weather and sun and, just freedom, and those are 3 things that we do not get up here in Michigan. So I'm over here in Novi, Michigan. So if you guys put your hand up, your right hand, God's handprint on the world, that's the Michigan, outline. We're right here, like kind of where the thumb and your pointer finger connect. And then about, an inch southwest of that. So we're over here in the greater metro area. Wixom, Novi is our service route and area. So, but that being said, we went to Florida, beautiful sunny 60s and 70s the whole day, the whole week. Just beautiful sunny days. We're in the pool, rented a house with the Almonds and the Jennings and blah, blah, blah. And just hanging out, honestly, just having family time. There was no agenda there. And while we were there, I'm just like, this is freaking awesome. And it's basically like everything Michigan isn't at the moment. So I'm holding out, though, for one day. We'll get there. So really quick, I'm going to actually get a sip of water. I want to keep my throat hydrated, I guess is the technical term. And we're going to come on back. I want to talk about CRMs, newsletters, QuickBooks, know your numbers. It's a lot going on. Let's hang tight and we'll come right on back.
The Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator is here. Are you tired of uncertain profits? Then get the tools you need to price your lawns correctly. Recover overhead, calculate man-hour rates, and budget for success. Exclusively at Launchpreneur Academy, this brand new resource is guaranteed to give you the confidence you need to run a profitable business. Get started now with the Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump right back into it. By the way, if you guys are new to the show, it's all about lawns, lessons, and life. So thank you so much for listening. 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes into this thing. Hopefully we continue to impress you where you can come on back. I don't know if impress is the best word to use it, but what we hope to do is just share our life, share our story, and everything that we got going on. Really quick, I wanted to cover one other quick thing that I'm very excited about, and that is the book. The How to Start a Lawn Care Business book is right around the corner. We're looking for a soft launch here by the end of the month. Once we are live with it, I will be plugging that thing all over the place. And if you guys like to purchase it on Amazon, which is where it's going to be available, I would so appreciate the support. Leave us some verified purchase reviews, only 5-star if you can help your brother out. And I would really, really appreciate it. But I got the final artwork back for the cover. My boy Paul Jameson with the Green Industry Podcast has been coaching me through this whole process. Holy cow, it's been a process. I probably got about 75 hours into this thing, maybe 100 hours now. It's absolutely wild. But I do want to say that pretty much it's all done. We're in the final couple minutes here of just putting everything together, uploading it to the website, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, all that mess. And so any which way, look for that on Amazon here. If you guys are looking to start a lawn care business, fantastic. This would be the book for you. If you've already been doing this for maybe 3 or 5 years, probably won't learn a ton of new stuff. However, it's a good rehash. It's a good, recover some of the things that you might have already heard before and just keeps it top of mind. But you know what, dude, it's going to be, I don't know, 15 or 20 bucks. If you want to buy a copy or two and support, hand it out. Dude, super appreciate the love and the support. I cannot wait. I'm really, really excited about it. It's like I feel like Naked and Afraid almost, like the TV show, like you're just exposed, like writing a book and just that's your authentic voice. That is way different than any podcast video I've done or any podcast I've done, way different than any YouTube video I've done. And I don't know, it was just a really cool experience. I hope you guys all, if you have the dream to write a book, go through that whole process and get your message out. And hopefully it'll be in history books and the annals of history for the rest of time to come for people looking to start a lawn care business. All right, so really quick, let's jump into CRMs and just a little plug here. I get to work with Yardbook. They're a CRM. I don't want this to be a pitch or anything like that, but I will tell you straight up. I love Yardbook. It's a fantastic CRM. That's what we use to manage our business, and we have for I think a little over 5 years now, or maybe just about 5 years, because I probably migrated over in the wintertime, i.e. right about now. So if you don't know Yardbook, yardbook.com, it's a fantastic CRM. It's literally free. You can pay the premium for $35 a month, and you get a couple extra features, which I don't even know what they are, which I'm a horrible advocate for those. But long story short, we have upgraded, and the biggest cost savings there if you upgrade is it doesn't charge you the extra 1% from Yardbook side if you process a credit card. So long story short, if you process invoices, every single person, by the way, uses a merchant, a Visa, a MasterCard, a Stripe, a Square. Those are merchants. They all charge a 2.9% fee and 30 cents, 3.1% and 15 cents, whatever. That's on your credit card fees. Now, if you just take checks and you're just sending out an electronic invoice, that's fine. Somebody sends you a check in the mail or in the grill, that's fine. You don't pay any of those fees. But long story short, when you pay with credit card, Stripe takes their fees naturally, but then Yardbook adds 1% on that. So from what I hear, and if you run the math, the $35 a month is basically probably $35,000 to $40,000. If you're running that much in credit card fees, it makes sense to pay the 1% and get Yardbook's premium or whatever for $35 a month. Now, that being said, I get to talk to the gentleman who runs the whole operation. His name is Mark at Yardbook. A lot of you guys know Mark. Great guy. And here is a laundry list of some things that he said are coming down the pike in 2023, because we do get to partner with them on the YouTube channel. So full disclosure, they sponsor the YouTube channel, which all that means is we put a link in the description and tell everybody that we use Yardbook. And that's pretty much it. I'm not required to say anything more about Yardbook with our personal agreement with the sponsorship for YouTube. That being said, I talk about it on every 5th podcast. I talk about it on every 30th Instagram post, because it literally has changed my life and my business. Before that, we were using Square. Before that, we were using Excel files and pen and paper. And before that, dude, it's probably a mental checklist. You know what I mean? So if you're still running your business in your head, or if you're still running it on pen and paper, or using something like Venmo or Square or Cash App, like those are not professional tools. You want to use a lawn care software. We've done many podcasts and many YouTube videos on CRMs in general. But the long story short is, if you're searching for one or you're shopping for one, I've seen all of them. I think Yardbook is still, I've seen other people come out with a lot of great things, and I've seen a lot of people migrate away, and I've seen a lot of people migrate back. I'm just saying straight up, no shade. If you want to go somewhere else, that's fine. That's cool. I know tons of people that promote other things. After that promotion money drives up, they come back. That's fine too. You got to get paid. I get it. But at the end of the day, we've used Yardbook since day one. I'm sticking with Yardbook, and I'm really, really happy with what they do. And I've said 100 times before, if they didn't pay anything on the YouTube channel, which by the way is nominal, we would still use Yardbook. Okay, so that being said, Mark did send me an email. He's like, hey, we got a bunch of stuff coming down the pike. Would you mind sharing the good news? And I said, I love spreading the gospel. I am your guy. So number one, he said, they're really focusing on building the apps more this year. A lot of people have given a lot of feedback on specifically iPhones and Mac for your iPhone for the Yardbook app. It was a beta release. You had to request it or have a special link for it. Long story short, they're looking to build out that app a lot more to be able to use Yardbook mobile. which is great. I mean, duh, everybody's using mobile. 50% of everything is mobile these days. We all know it. For me personally, I've always used desktop Yardbook. Even for my phone, it works just fine. So I've never really understood that whole bottleneck. But nonetheless, they're spending a lot of time with the apps, both Android and with iPhones or Mac in the upcoming spring rush and season. So that's really, really cool. Mark also wanted to let me know that they have a new print and mail feature. So if you send invoices, you're able to print and have those automatically mailed with like USPS. I don't know how the integration works just yet. I have to look at that myself. But long story short, if you want to send an invoice via the mail and maybe receive a check back, that's where I would imagine that comes into play. That is something that they can do with full integration. You don't have to print off a receipt or an invoice, then send it out like snail mail. It can automatically do it for you. I think that's really, really cool. Let your mind wander on where that can take you. If that's something that's interesting to you, then by all means capitalize it. We send all electronic invoices personally. All residential is charge card on file. All commercial, they get a standard invoice from electronic from Yardbook, and then they normally send a check, pay by card, so on and so forth, or pay online with the e-invoice. One other thing, our support is always available, usually answers within an hour, never more than 24 hours. And also, they've had 100% uptime, aka zero downtime, the last 5 years. That's pretty dope. So I've had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, is such and such working? Is such and such working? I've seen it, down once or twice personally, maybe for, an hour here, a couple hours there, but it's arguably zero downtime comparatively. And if you guys listen to the social network with Facebook, one of their claims to fame for their success, based on just, me learning just like you guys are learning, is the fact that Facebook, it grew so well because it had zero downtime back in the day, which circa, gosh, I don't know, 2005, 6, 7, that's huge. The internet was still budding at that time with dial-up and, having different access to the internet at that time. Really quick. So a couple cool updates there with Yardbook. I'm trying not to make this a pitch, but I will tell you this. Why CRM? Because I put down like Yardbook's got some new stuff, but why migrate to it? Why adopt it if you're new and you don't have something yet? I put, first off, you have your customer history. Number 2, you can do a charge card on file. Number 3, you can use the estimate approval tool. Number 4, the mapping tool. Number 5, the quick dispatch. Those are just 4 or 5 things that I use pretty much every single day. We build our routes with Yardbook. I use the quick dispatch tool. We use the mapping and measurement tool. I use that every single day. Literally when we're in the thick of it, basically from about 2 days ago, Monday, when I started working on all of our residential and commercial lawn care stuff for 2023, everything's getting mapped, measured. I drive by commercial sites all the time, of course, but my gosh, these days, I'm just gonna be honest with you, like other than measuring mulch beds up front, which you can still do, of course, with the measurement tool, I don't know, like 80 to 95%, just real talk, of my commercial estimates. Now I still drive through just to be sure, because you never know like when the last time that was updated. But with Google Earth and then Google Street View, especially like the simple sites, the smaller sites that are, like a $75 weekly mow and it's like, a third acre and you're just in and out, and like a couple trees and that's about it. Dude, you could just use Google Street View to bid a lot of this stuff. I use my measurements online and then take all that info, plug it into the Know Your Numbers calculator. See what I did there? And then really simply, we put our proposal together. I actually print off our commercial contract. I fill that out, scan it, email it back to the client, and we're good to go. But the mapping tool is something I use every single day. The charge card on file system is something that we use every single client, right, at the end of the month. And then more specifically was the estimation tool. This is something that we're going to be using a lot more in 2023. And specifically, talking about the lawn inquiry form that we have at lawnpreneuracademy.com, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, what you can do is print those off, fill them out, send them to the customer. They fill out the rest of it and return it to you, and that's your inquiry form. It's a great way to get a pulse on your business. We did a podcast episode and a YouTube video on this just about a week or two ago. What we're doing this year is we're going all digital. I've had so many of you guys suggest go digital. I'm going digital. I want everybody to save time, save paper, save trees, I couldn't care less about the trees, but save trees, really save 50 to 80, $100 in stamps, 50 to 80, $100 in envelopes, and 2 to 3 hours mailing all this stuff out. If you can just go into, let me just tell you what I did. I did 75 or 80 of them this morning. Go into Yardbook, go into the estimate tool, click the customer's name, populate that customer. On the estimate, I did weekly maintenance, quantity 28, which is about 28 weeks worth of mowing from mid-April through Halloween. We lose a week or so in October. It might be plus or minus a week. It's not like an invoice. Okay, this is a budget. This is an estimation. Okay, but 28 weeks at $42. And it comes out to $11.68 or whatever it is, or $1,200. And then we click in the comment. What I did is click on the comment. Actually, I can read this to you really quick. I have it saved on my phone because this is what I do. I save all my hundreds and hundreds of notes. And it just says, please see attached 2023. So this is in the comment section on the estimate to be. Please see attached 2023 lawn agreement. No major changes. Actually, I'm sorry, that was a commercial one. This is an estimate for the 2023 lawn care season. We're going all digital on the service agreement this year. With an exclamation point. Please click approve to be added to the route for renewal. Please let us know if you'd like to add or inquire about additional services, fertilization, spring and fall cleanups, spring and fall aeration, and spring lawn dethatching. By the way, Yardbook's got a selling suite. You can always email your store and they can buy stuff from there. So what I did this morning is populate, click, send, populate, click, send, populate, click, send. 75 different quote unquote estimates. Already have about 4 or 5 of them back. It's only been about 2 hours. 4 or 5 of them back. And yes. And that's it. They're on the route. No more letters, no more paper, no more mailing, no more stamps. That was a silver bullet for my business the last 4 or 5 years. But, as I've been able to build our systems and become more optimized and efficient, this is just another thing that we're doing to continuously work on our efficiency. It used to take 3-4 hours in a Sunday family cook night. We'd go over to my mom's. There'd be a little round table. There'd be 3 or 4 of us filling and stuffing and stamping envelopes, snail mail, all that mess. Totally fine. Print off labels, print off return envelopes. Dude, totally fine. Totally cool. Now I can take that whole process for 3 to 4 hours plus, dragging the baby across town and my wife across town and getting everybody ready to go in the comfort of my wife taking care of the baby, playing and having fun with our daughter. And I'm in my shorts and, t-shirt and in my, my boxers just hanging out the computer for, an hour and a half, was able to send out all these estimates. It's really that simple. And by the way, that estimate tool on the line item, you can do weekly maintenance, spring and fall cleanup, fertilization, spring aeration, fall aeration, overseed, right? Populate that bad boy up as much as you want. So any which way, that took an hour and a half versus what normally is a 5 to 6 hour commitment. And I have, carpal tunnel at the end of the night. We all do because of how many estimates we would write on out, right? With the lawn inquiry form. All right. So that being said, that's something that is new. And that's something that I just wanted to cover. These are just some of the different ways that we're using Yardbook. I'm not trying to give a pitch on Yardbook. Insert your CRM there. Okay. If you're using somebody else, that's fine. The point is utilize technology. Right? This year, I'm talking about real, authentic lawn care. This is what we're doing to grow a real business. We did 3 bills last year. I'm super excited about that. 300, I'm not here to impress anybody. This is very turnkey. This is very simple. It's very straightforward. Me and my guys are not stressed out. Nobody's freaking out. We got good cash flow, good profit. It's all relative, but we're happy. Things are going good. Business is going good. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And by the way, if you have 1,500 accounts or 5,000 accounts, you can totally do the same thing and streamline everything with Yardbook or pick your CRM of choice. Okay. One quick thing I will say with Yardbook, and hopefully Mark's not listening to this, is, dude, it can probably do 100 different things: chemical tracking, budgets, P&Ls, all that stuff. The selling suite, I'm sure it does 100 more things. Just like my iPhone, I only use 5 or 8 things on it. I just use the same 5 or 6 reoccurring things. I use text messaging, email, Instagram, like your same, 8, top 5, top 10. That's what I use with Yardbook. So that being said, people are like, hey, how do you do this with Yardbook? I have no idea. How do you do this with Yardbook? I have no idea. I use the things that make my business efficient, and I'm grateful for the other resources there, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Now, if you have a question, 2 things. 1, reach out. I'll do the best I can to find the answer for you. Number 2, I guess, reach out to Yardbook. And then number 3, there's a lot of great Yardbook Facebook groups. Okay. And by the way, again, if you use a different CRM, that's totally fine. Go into the other groups. Hey, and ask those questions. Hey, I'm trying to do this, and this. I use a different CRM, but what has your guys' experience been? Right? Like, those people will not eat you alive. If you do that in Lawn Care Mafia, rip. All right. So it is what it is. So that being said, a quick little plug here, a little commercial, I guess, for Yardbook. Again, not here to sell or convince you on going with it, but I'm telling you what, just it's easy, man. It's simple. It works. It's clean. My customers are quote unquote trained, like they know what to expect and to receive and what their invoices look like. And you can still get tips and all this other mess. Fantastic CRM. So any which way, just a little plug for that. And again, like you can use many other CRMs out there. It's totally fine. I'm just telling you, if you're running a maintenance business doing a sub $500,000, you and sub 10 guys, this is 100% your best bang for the buck. I'm just telling you. Okay. Let's see what else we got really quick. I talked about the Yardbooks. Oh, one other quick thing I just want to, I am going to gloss over this, a whole nother podcast for a whole nother time. It's just QuickBooks. Yardbook is not all-encompassing for your financial and accounting information. There's one thing I just wanted to clear up really quick, because every time I do a podcast, I get 5 DMs. Hey, what about QuickBooks? I use that for XYZ. Yes, you still need to use QuickBooks to track your finances, track your taxes, track your purchases, your receipts, right? All that kind of stuff. There is an element of that on Yardbook, but a good marriage is Yardbook plus QuickBooks. And I will say this, plus a bookkeeper, right? So many of you guys have been punching through with Cycle CPA, onboarding, on-ramping. I get a monthly update from those guys just letting us know who's being referred over. If you need a good bookkeeper, Cycle CPA, use the promo code Brian. It'll save you, I think, $200 when you sign up. Don't sleep on that. I'm telling you, like, it's still got plenty of time in the spring season to get working with a good bookkeeper, especially now that taxes are going to be over here in about another 4 weeks for business owners by March 15th or 17th or whatever it is. That being said, like, dude, still on ramp with a good quality bookkeeper. Use Cycle or use, somebody in your small town. That's totally cool with me. But what I will say is that Yardbook exclusively does not track the financial information that I need to adequately run my business, to get proper reporting, to get proper tax returns completed. Okay. So if you're new here, there's 2 oars in the water, really 3. You got Yardbook, you got QuickBooks, and I guess the captain of the ship is your bookkeeper. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. Know Your Numbers podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. By the way, talking to Jeremiah Jennings, his podcast is blown up. You guys have been supporting that thing like crazy. If you don't know, Jeremiah's about 23, 24-ish, I think. He's over in South Alabama. Frankly, I have no idea. I think he's in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know where about. It matters with pointing out to the city in Alabama. I couldn't even tell you where Alabama is, okay? I know it's down south. I think it's by some water. I think it's by Georgia, because Paul goes there quite a bit because I watch it on Instagram. Frankly, I have no idea. It's a good state. It's nice. They have red ants, I guess, and snakes and spiders and lizards and stuff. And dude, who wants to go there? But they install pine straw. Okay. That's what they do down there. Okay. I know it's like Australia, but different. Okay. It's like our mini version of Australia. It's like the outback of the US. Okay. That's Alabama. And I love my Alabama people. If you're from Alabama, I love you. You're great. It's huge, but I ain't going down there. There's ants and snakes and spiders and bugs and pine straw. You install pine needles. That's a spring cleanup, man. That's a fall cleanup. Dude, I was at Destin, Florida. It was at this little beach house thing that we rented, and it looked like the whole complex needed a spring cleanup. I was getting the itch. On day 3, I was gonna get a leaf blower and a rake and some Home Depot bags and charge the people I was staying at $400 so I could do a cleanup. This is wild. And Jeremiah, we're walking to the beach. He goes, "Man, this is some beautiful stuff. This is some beautiful pine straw," with his southern accent. And I was like, it's just different out there, man. They're just different, and that is totally fine. By the way, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Sorry, Philadelphia, you got robbed, but you didn't get robbed, but you kind of got robbed on a couple plays. But it's, what do I know? I'm not a big Super Bowl guy or football guy, but I was rooting for Kansas City Chiefs, if anyone was asking. Not that, Liz made me these little pigs in a blanket with bacon wrapped on them and then dipped in sugar. Oh my God, I pretty much ate my weight in that. So a lot of you guys asking how the workout and the diet routine is going. Pretty well. I'm still pretty good at not drinking any Coke and pop, just so you guys know. I'm batting a 97%. Had a couple pops in between, on the airplane, but beyond that, honestly, the last 6 weeks, still no pop, dude. I'm rocking and rolling. Still staying true to my commitment. All right, so go check out the Jeremiah Jennings podcast. And then last thing I'm going to say is, and this is important to me, is the newsletters. We are investing a lot of time and a lot of money. We actually brought somebody on board for our media company, a new girl. Her name is Bethany. She's freaking awesome. She is I don't even know what to say. Like everything that you'd hope somebody would be when they come on board and can just hit the ground running in terms of helping with social media and marketing. What her role is right now, and it's going to be many things in the future, but we just need help, dude. There's just so many of y'all guys like, asking for help, and I can only get to so many people, and I'm like kind of drowning. I've been drowning for 3 years, to be honest with you. Liz and I do our best to like capture everything, but dude, it only makes me like wonder like what Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon or Kylie Jenner, like what do they go through with like requests and opportunities and business and making money or just trying to get back with people? Like it's literally insane. We are nobodies. We got 250,000 people following what we do, and I couldn't even. It's impossible to even keep up. I can't imagine having like Ronaldo having 150 million people following on Instagram. Your guy probably gets 250,000 Instagram DMs a day, right? Like it's just insane. So that being said, we need the help, and so there's many things that we need help on. Bethany is onboarding, and she's just honestly hit the ground running after about 3 meetings. She's like, I got you. I know what you need. So anyway, one thing that we've really been wanting to do specifically is build community with you guys. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to get to know you better. I want to be more available, more accessible. I think we've done a pretty good job over the years, which I think is why some of our numbers are at where they're at today. But we can always get better. We're doing Thursday night live streams on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got the podcast to reach out to you guys. We're doing YouTube videos to reach out to you guys. Email me anytime. We got you guys. But then more specifically, the newsletters are coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this is honestly really important to me because what Bethany and I and Liz, my wife Liz, came up with was a kind of like a Monday motivation. We want to encourage you guys, love on you guys, relate with you guys, latest and greatest with you guys, and just give a couple paragraphs. Nothing crazy, but wouldn't it feel nice at 8 o'clock in the morning, you pop open your email and somebody's there with a bunch of encouraging words just to brighten your day at 7 a.m. I mean, who doesn't need some pep talk and some encouragement on a Monday, okay? Especially like when things start hitting the fan by 9 a.m., right? It's a Monday, okay? So that's Monday. Wednesday is a what's new. And Bethany, if she's listening in, forgive me because she's handling this way more than I am. I'm like, just run, girl. It's all you. It's all you. Just put this thing together. It's your brainchild. Wednesday's like a what's new. We're highlighting a couple different like features of the week with things from Entrepreneur Academy, affiliates, like Cujo's Yardbook just came out with some new shoe colors. Like we're just trying to give you guys the what's new. It's like your morning wire, like Daily Wire, the news in 15 minutes or less. We're trying to do the same thing with the newsletters 3 days a week, so you know what's going on in the industry. Wednesday, like what's new, there's a bunch more that goes into it, but that's the second letter of the week to give you guys some more encouragement about the latest and greatest. The Friday newsletter is also designed to give you guys a weekly recap about what we've been putting out there in terms of content for the week. We talk about all of the podcast episodes we drop, the YouTube videos that we drop, and then also we like to highlight what's going on in the industry with industry events, other people's podcasts, what we're listening to this week, so on and so forth. So the newsletters are going out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there's some of the best communication emails that we can send you guys to keep you in the loop and just get you the details, just get you the information short and sweet. Nothing here is to give you a pitch. We're not trying to convince you guys to buy anything or anything you don't need, nothing like that. This is 100% a way for us to pour back into you guys. And that's from entrepreneuracademy.com. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe to that newsletter, you're defaultly part of the email newsletter list if you bought anything from entrepreneuracademy.com or subscribe to get that free opt-in loan agreement, right? Now, that being said, if you don't want the loan agreement and you haven't bought anything off the website, which is totally fine, we will just leave a link in the description for you to just sign up for the newsletter. You can bypass all the bull crap, just get access to the email newsletter list, put your name on there, put your buddy's name on there, whatever, and get the latest and greatest that we have going on in the industry. I will tell you this, myself and Bethany, and especially Bethany, is putting a lot of time, thought, and effort into this. So we just want to encourage you guys so much this year and just to have you guys' back. It can be lonely out there. We always talk about that. And this is one of the ways that we're doing that. By the way, the Monday newsletter that went out, about a dozen of you guys clicked reply and emailed back on the topic. That was me getting those email replies back and messaging you guys back. That's one thing people are like, oh my God, you actually get back with people? And like, dude, you're the one I know like that actually answers their DMs. Yes, that is us. That is me. That is Bethany. We got you guys. We want to get back with you and get you any resources you guys need to grow a lawn care business. How crazy cool is that? This is like out of our expense. We're trying to help you guys out. And that's because you guys have been reciprocating so much. We want to reciprocate back. All right. So any which way, That's pretty much all I got for you guys right now. Kind of a short and sweet episode here, about a half hour here. Just the latest and greatest. This is what we're running with real time. We'll have some more fun and upbeat, conversation here going into Friday as well. And we got some great shows coming down the pike next week. I already know the guests next week. It's going to be a wild week. We got Postcard Mania coming up. Mike Garvey, Liz is going to be back on the show. So many great people. Anyway, that's what I got. If you guys are new here, don't forget to click that follow button in the top right. You'll get notified of new podcast episodes every time we release them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, guys, a lot of words. That's what I got for you. Go check out Yardbook. Go check out the Growing Green podcast. Stay tuned to Amazon for the book. And, don't forget to sign up on the newsletter. I really appreciate that. Show some love. All right, guys, that's what I got for you in today's show. We will look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
New program alert. The How to Get New Lawn Care Customers training program is now available. If you guys have ever struggled at acquiring new customers or are looking to grow your lawn care business, then this new program might just be for you. Looking to learn the best tactics to develop a successful postcard marketing campaign? We got you covered. Have you ever wondered how to use social media to exponentially grow your business and dominate the competition? We got that too. Whether you're just getting started in business or you're a seasoned vet, there's something for everyone in this new program available now, exclusively at L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.